Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depends the part of the world you're viewing us from. I am Mazi Chika Austin, and while I tried earlier to be here, but network couldn't allow me, and I decided to push back again because we really need to keep um, analyzing, keep talking issues, keep, you know, throwing up our own views, our own opinions to the current global happening. And that is why we're here. That is what we are trying to make our own contribution. Yes, I want us to look into issues as they keep on developing, as they keep on unveiling. We keep on looking at those issues. But I believe my voice is coming out loud and clear, uninterruptedly. If that is the case, then we'll move on to talk about today's discussion. Thank you, Mazar, for Fred. So we'll keep on talking. We'll keep on looking at issues as they keep unfolding. I want us to look at a very issue of concern to me, and I think Elohim have been helping us by positioning our own generation on the front that we are not that naive, we are not that dumb. I think we are participating on the global happenings, and that is an amazing miracle. That's one of the miracles that have happened to our own generation, that today we are participating, we are taking part as global events keep on unfolding. We are not just passive, we are active, we are contributing, we are taking part, taking a strong position. And such a thing couldn't have been possible if not the very fact that we have a platform, the platform of the indigenous people of Biafra, that took extensive time to reawake, enlighten, and cause a renaissance in our minds. And that is wonderful. That is what we are enjoying today. That very fact that we have a man, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who spearheaded a cause to put us on alert. And that's why you see us today. We are taking part on the generational battle. I want to start by letting us know that we are in war. The world is in a serious war. There is a serious ongoing war happening at this very moment. Most of us might not subscribe to the fact that it's a war, because what we know, what some of us know, is the conventional war. We don't know other forms of wars like, asymmetric wars and other forms of, unconventional wars. But the truth is that we have walked into a war system that, after the war, our world will never be the same. No doubt about it. And you should know one thing with the war, one thing with war is that at the end of every battle, at the end of every war, there is always a change of a system. In a post-war society, the post-war society is always different from the pre-war society. I mean, the society changes immediately the war is over. Take for instance, after the Second World War, the international system changed and gave birth to the institutions like United Nations. The world started talking about consensus ideas, began to talk about a system of bringing the world together. So every war, the aftermath of every war changes everything. That is just the way it is. And the world has rolled into a war. But the difference between the ongoing war we are in and the war we used to know, or the popular war you and I knows, which is a conventional war. The difference between this war the world is experiencing today and the war that we used to know is this. Why the war we used to know always exists between countries and countries, and you know that this person is a citizen of this country, he's fighting for his government against this country. That is the kind of war we used to know. But the current war we are talking about that is ongoing does not fall into such struggle. The current war we are fighting is more of an advanced ideological war. Some people who believe that the system of the world should be configured to a particular pattern, and the other who believe no, there should be no change to what we currently have. So at that point, there is unleashing of tools, unleashing of weapons by different groups, either to counter or to destroy the other group. And in this case, it doesn't matter whether you are from United States, whether you are from Europe, whether you are from Asia. What brings them together is ideology, what they agreed on, what they subscribe on. Take for instance, in United States, there are reasonable number of them who believe, who are in support of changing the current international system. They don't care where the position of their government is. They don't want to know what the government is thinking, what the United States government is thinking. What is most important to them is this very fact that the current international system should be changed. So if country A or country B buys the idea they have, they will fund that country to achieve that. And you will now wonder why some American billionaires currently prefers to support Chinese plans than their own government. So it's not all about citizenship. The matter we are talking here is beyond citizenship. It's not country affiliated. It's not all about where one is born. It's all about the fraternization, the understanding within the group. If you subscribe to the idea, irrespective of where you're coming from, you fund it. You see for the survival of that ideology, and that is what is happening. No wonder you ask yourself, why is there serious coup ongoing in the United States? Why are there some individuals who want to rubbish, dismantle, weaken the government of Donald J. Trump? Why? Why are there some American citizens who are more interested to work against the policy and the internal interest or national interest of the current American government? Why is the likes of Bill Gates proposing or asking for more 10 weeks lockdown in United States, knowing too well that such will devastate American economy when Chinese have gone back to factories? So when you understand all these things, when you give answers to all these questions raised, you will now understand the efficacy of the battle that is ongoing. You understand? You can now appreciate the wars that are ongoing. Let me tell you, it is obvious, based on research, based on different consultation, it's obvious. Remember, the world have, gone through different stages of development, no doubt about. The world have moved from different kinds of ideologies, and some survived, some fizzled out. But it looks, during the socialist or communist state of Russia, when the communist state of Russia, which comprises a very vast lands and territories, will understand that some people hated communist government of Russia simply because of their quest to take away the right of their people. Most of global citizens hated communist political system or economic system on the very fact that it encourages the denial of the rights of her citizens. And because of that, most countries' citizens rebelled against communism. But today, we are having the reintroduction of the same system that wants to take away the right of people. We have it refurbished and represented in another front. Not necessarily absolute communist system, but in a well-reformed communist approach, which is geared towards taking away your right. Remember, any political system, any economic system that is geared at taking away your right, the right of the people, is purely satanic. No two ways about it. Because Satan stands for oppression. It stands for harassment. It stands for infringement of the rights of the people. But we are having, because it looks, these guys understood that in capitalist states, it will be so difficult in a Western capitalist system for them to succeed in trampling upon the right of the people because of the presence and the existentiality of different, organizations, pro-human rights organizations, like the civil society groups, the NGOs, and all the rest of them. All these groups are well accommodated in Western democracy, in Western capitalist system. And the porosity of such system is a strong threat to these guys who want that system to change. Mind you, nobody effectively governs you except he creates a system where your rights will be denied, where he will be the one to marshal out what he chooses as your rights. And that is exactly the battle that is ongoing. The current battle that is ongoing in the world system is a battle that is geared towards redrawing what should be the right of the people. And they understand they cannot achieve that easily as it is currently without creating a scenario where everybody will happily cede his right to them. And that's exactly what we are saying. You are indoors because you don't want to die. So unconsciously, you are ceding your rights of movement, your right of association, those fundamental rights of yours. You are unconsciously handing over those rights to them. And now they have gotten it. The likes of Bill Gates is saying that such right of ours should even be extended for another 10 weeks. Do you know why such advice could come from Bill Gates? Bill Gates is postulating such idea because he understands that there is what we call adaptability in human system. They understand that in the next 10 weeks, if the American people are asked to remain indoors, before you know, they will adapt, the human system will adapt to this system of life. And tomorrow, if you ask them not to come out, which is contrary to the right of association and movement, they can willingly submit. So all they are doing is to see how to make our body, make our system to adapt to a system that can easily give them access to infringe, to take away the rights of the people. Remember, they are not doing this. People are not doing this voluntarily. They are not taking away this right by people's willful submissions. They are doing this by stirring up fears on the air. And in course of that fear, people are now submitting what is inalienable rights of the fundamental rights of the people. They are stealing it away. They are taking it away subtly and craftily. You now understand? So, but let's talk about what is before us. Like as I was earlier saying, the world opposed communist system because they felt it was a brutal political and economic system. It was not really fair to the right of men. And the world in consensus, the people of the world stood against it. But let me tell you, what our fathers fought against and got crumbled in 1990 and 1991, talking about, because we all know that the end of the defunct USSR led to the end of communist system. But that could be said, the old communist system. Because today, we are being fed the same thing we spit out in another dish. The same thing we vomited, the same thing the world rejected. We are being served something in another way. And how is it being served? We are now seeing these guys embracing the communist China. And you can see why communist China is expanding, wasn't strong. Those of them in America, those members of deep states, those who have established a government outside the people elected government, we call them the deep state, United States. These guys are busy working assiduously on how to weaken the government of United States of today and making China to be the hegemon, making China to be the global leader, making Chinese government to lead the affairs of men, simply because they understand that in such a liberal American system, they can never succeed. But if they weaken America, if they bring America to her knees and China takes the global leadership, it will be easy for them to use China to gag freedom of press, to subject people to different kinds of subjugations, to trample upon the rights of the people and achieve all the evil ideas they have. And that's why you see today, most of these big guys who own very big corporations like AT&T, Microsoft, and all the rest of them, you can see them talking down on their own government, trying to bring down the government of Donald Trump down, because they understand that if his government is weakened, if China takes over the leadership, then it will be easy for them to bring the entire globe to her knee, because they understand that with communist system, it is easy to run an international police state system. It's easy for them to run a surveillance world, a world of surveillance, a police system of war, where everybody will be critically policed. So, and that is the whole drama, that is the whole effort, that is the whole effort that these guys are doing. Remember, I told you, when we talk about these guys who are doing all their best to control the entire humanity, they don't believe in statehood. They don't believe they are from this country or not. What governs them is that ideology, that ideological drive. Whether you're from Asia, whether you're from Africa, they are all over the continents of the earth, scattered all over the continents of the earth, and they have representatives. And they believe that they are the government and they are the stakeholders. They have what it takes to decide what happens in the world. They have disregard to government, to people's constituted authority. You know, they are sons of lawlessness. And that's exactly what we are seeing coming. It's unfortunate and so sad that some individuals and some countries have decided and miscalculatedly form alliance, ignorantly or knowingly, with these groups. For instance, the Nigerian government have decided to take a position. The Nigerian government have decided, because these guys want to hold power by all means, they have decided to join into this bandwagon without understanding, without thinking about the effect. How do I know? And how do I mean? Today, Nigerian government have decided to reflect and replicate whatever Chinese government asks her to implement. In fact, the Nigerian government has proven beyond every reasonable doubt that she is aligned. She's taking part with the position, whatever be the position of the Chinese government, not minding the consequence. And why is Nigerian government crazily getting deeply involved? She's doing this because they understand. You should remember when Chinese government special envoy visited Nigeria. One of the advice the envoy gave to APC-led government is that APC should come closer to the Chinese Communist Party. Yes, Google about it. It's on printed paper. That was the advice that the Chinese government advised APC. Come close to us so that you learn one-party system. You learn how to crush oppositions. You learn how to spy on the citizens. You learn all forms of state policing. How to run a police state. And believe you me, because these guys understand, I'm talking about the APC government, those you see that they understand that they don't have the intellectual capacity to withstand or counter criticism. So they decided to be running close to the idea of, presented by China, so that they can suppress any opposition voice. And that's exactly what is happening. But funny enough, they never sit down to calculate the effect of what or the part they have taken in. Because I am duly aware that this battle will reshape a lot of things. At the end of this battle, a lot of countries will stop existing. A lot of individuals will go to their knees, because this is a strong battle between two elephants. Those who believe that the system should be changed, and those who say no, you can never change it. And it's a costly, there's this adage that says when two elephants are fighting, the grasses suffer. Yes. These two forces are in a strong battle, and the common citizens of our individual countries are suffering the effect of this force. Because those who believe that the system will be changed feel threatened. They feel that what they have achieved is facing a severe destruction from the likes of Donald Trump, from the likes of Benjamin Netanyahu. In fact, in the Haaretz, one of the Israeli paper, day before yesterday, Benjamin Netanyahu made a statement, funny and frankly enough. He said that the deep states are trying to control Israel. And who are these members of deep states? These are individuals who have created a government within themselves to destroy the people elected and constituted government. So if the current government of Israel is complaining of their effects in Israel, America is complaining their effects in America. That is to tell you that the battle is not a child's play. Because they who want the system to be changed felt that they are being hit badly and hardly by the current regime in the United States. They believe Trump is not helping matter. They believe Trump is just there to fight them. They believe that he knows nothing to do other than to destroy what they have achieved. And they believe the best thing to do is to unleash their wealth, because they are connected, no doubt about it. They are very rich. They have a lot of media houses. They have what it takes to control the minds of billions of people living on this earth. And that is exactly what they are fastly working on. And that's why you see them doing everything possible, trying to make themselves the heads of government. That's why you see the likes of Bill Gates. He has been speaking constantly to the media, making advices that the government of the day, the government of the United States, have never even planned for. You see them opening their mouth speaking as if they are the heads of government. Of course, because they are members of deep states and they run a government outside the existing government. So, because of their fear of damage, they believe that they have lost a lot of things. They believe that they are going to lose more. So they decided to go haywire. They decided to unleash hell to humanity. But regrettably, at least most of you didn't even understand how this thing works. Twitter and Facebook made a warning, gave a warning notice recently to all their subscribers. And they said, anybody who attacks or posts the issue of the G5, that such post will be removed. This is Facebook talking, this is Twitter talking. So it's now obvious to you, because these guys we are talking, when we talk about them, we are not talking just men who are walking on streets. We are talking guys who have billions of investments all over the world. They are rich, they have a reason. In fact, some of them have not reasonable number of persons under their payroll, even than some governments of Africa. So you should understand how rich they are. So if the people refuse to invest their news in prayers, believe you me, these guys will have their ways. Because all their target is on how to control the seat in White House. They understand the importance of controlling White House. They understand that until White House comes to their control, that they will have a lot to lose. And to them, within these 3 years or 3 years plus that Trump have governed, they feel they have lost many things. They feel that they cannot survive another five years. And that is what the whole thing is all about. So, what are we doing? We are trying all our best to get our people to be enlightened of the current developments, the current battle. Because whether you like it or not, the Biafran project, the Biafra cause, the whole battle. Nigeria is running towards China because she feels she needs everything from China to undo the Biafran project. You understand me? She believes that the current government in America is sympathetic to the Biafran cause. And all she's doing is to run to China, get deeply involved in China, get trapped in China, Chinaized everything in Nigeria. Like the French policy of assimilation, to get Nigeria Chinaized just for the sake of obstructing the Biafran project. So why Biafra is an actor in the ongoing global warfare. You can see how she lost out from the current released 1.9 billion by World Bank as a stimulus to developing countries battling COVID-19. Lost. And she understands the role of America in her not getting that money. And she's not happy. When the Federal Minister of Finance on Twitter begged for ventilators from American billionaires, and America government objected the billionaire from giving the ventilators to Nigeria, which led to Nigeria saying they even regret begging. They even regret, they are sorry for begging, having lost the request. So you will now understand, you will now appreciate that somehow, by that very fact of necessity, Biafra is equally part of the whole battle. Yes. On our own, we don't want the government of Donald Trump to be affected. We don't want that. We don't want anything to weaken that very government. And secondly, on our own, we are equally putting a very careful surveillance on Nigeria, because at this critical time, you must be careful, absolutely careful. Anybody can receive any biological weapon and be used on any people. So on our own, we are equally playing a strong, intensive surveillance on where are those things received in China, which have been internationally proven to be contaminated. Where are they giving it to? Who are they? Who is receiving it? That is a very extensive and a wide range of responsibilities that IPOB is carrying out. Even though IPOB doesn't come on air and say this, but the truth is this: they are taking a very costly surveillance, tracking on where and sorry, I think the light will come up. That is unfortunate. That is a part of the world we find ourselves anyway. But let's see what we can do. So you understand how the whole thing work. So you understand how the whole thing work. You understand how the whole thing work. So these are things that are ongoing. These are things that are happening. And this is the challenge, the very serious challenge we face as a people. We take as a responsibility. And no doubt, we are making all our to make sure get slipped off. Yes. That is just the way it is. So, what are we trying to say? The world is in a battle. The battle line is drawn. The battlefront is defined. And actors are being unmasked. Not just unmasking them for fun purpose. We want our people to be knowledgeable. We want our people to be conscious of what is happening. Because a lot of African countries, their citizens don't even know what is happening. They are not, alerted as we are. They are not really acquainted of what is happening. Most African countries, I must tell you, most black race don't even know what is happening. But we are so lucky that we are in a generation of the Biafran people that we are being updated and acquainted on regular basis by our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and every individual here of various development. And that's the first thing we need to survive. Information first. When you're duly and properly informed, then you can on your own devise a means to survive. And that's why if you carefully follow, you find out that we are not facing much casualties in this perilous time, because every moment IPOB is spending her resources, her human resources, her time, her money to carry out surveillance, carry out intelligence, spy a lot of things which most of us don't know, for the safety of her people. And she must be commended for that. You can see in the midst of all these hula ballows, Ohanaeze is fizzled out, because when the goings become tough, the tough ones only stand. As you can see that everything seems to be on standstill. The groups who were making noise few months ago have fizzled out, have just recycled. But it's only IPOB. Surprisingly, even the state government, some state government have, gone underground. But IPOB is actively involved, tracking information for her people, placing surveillance for the well-being of her people, and interacting with the best minds on how better Biafrans can be kept safe. That is ongoing. We must, each and every one of us on our individual capacity, must share information, share ideas, share resources also. Believe you me, we understand where the whole thing is leading, because we are tracking the whole development seriously. We are watching with a keen interest. And the worst thing that can ever happen to people is for them to arrive to the new front unprepared. Like most black race are naive. They are not sequentially following up. But good at thing, we have a system structure, IPOB, that is busy observing and making calculative and accurate predictions of when and how the whole thing is going to be. So I want to thank you for joining us this moment, and I want you to be safe. Also, I want to equally make you understand of, if you want to go and get these informations downloaded, there is a YouTube account, Chika Austin. If you just go to YouTube, you subscribe on the page Chika Austin, then you get series of all our talks, all our analysis there, and you get them downloaded as much as you can. So the YouTuber name is Chika Austin. So thank you and stay safe wherever you are. Bye from here.